Hey, good morning, good afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this video. Today about living the dream. Who would not want to live their dream? Well, some people would definitely want to live their dreams. Some would never want to do that, and others would like to, but perhaps they don't know how. So let's discuss today, what does it mean living the dream? I use the hashtag living the dream sometimes on my social media posts when I'm sharing my life stories, and some people, some of my friends say, oh, that's great, Dan, we really like to be inspired, so keep doing that. And others are saying, well, don't do it too often, because what if other people are jealous? Now, frankly, I really like the first group and I don't care so much about the second group. But then, people ask me, but then how do you actually do it? What about some certainty? What about that, reasonably well-paying corporate job which you hadn't left? So how do you really do that, living the dream, and why do you feel like you are living the dream? So let's discuss today, what does it mean, and perhaps give you some tips and tricks if that's the idea you're having too. So why do I feel that I live the dream? Well, my life has always been reasonably successful, so great childhood, beautiful family, current family also really nice, except of occasional disputes with our teenage boy. As you can imagine, those of you who have teenagers now, you know what I'm talking about. Good jobs, made some money, have a bunch of really good friends, so reasonably successful and pleasant life. However, only in the last 3 to 4 years, I really feel like there's another level. And what happened? So why is it in the last 3 to 4 years? And what were the events which shaped my life during this time? And there were two. One, my father passed away a couple of years ago, and second, we moved to Bali. My father passed away when he was almost 70 years old, after life which was really mostly happy, and I hope now he's in some other even better life, better incarnation, if you can say so, because his unconditional love and care about others and really commitment to the family and many other things, I think he really deserves to be somewhere in paradise, if there is anything like that. But him passing away really made me realize there are all these things we want to do. Riding motorbike for hours in a row, days in a row, for the weeks in a row, trekking in the mountains, spending time with the family, eating good food. I don't know what is it for you, but there are all these things which we write a book, for example. So there are all these things we want to do, but we always tell ourselves later, when I have time, now I have to do this and I have to do that. And that of my father made me think, let's do it now. Let's not wait until I'm 70 and I die maybe. So then it's very difficult to actually, climb the mountain. So let's not wait and let's do it now. I think that was one element. And second is, my wife, maybe now it's 5 years ago, found this amazing school in the Bali's jungle, which is called Green School of Bali, where kids run barefoot around the campus and they learn about how to preserve our planet, how to cooperate with each other, how to start their critical thinking, so all these topics which are so important, but in a classical school system perhaps not very common, and we somehow thought, oh my God, we have to give this experience to our children, and 3 years ago we moved to Bali, where life is not for everybody, but it pretty much ticks all the boxes, right? So great, surrounded by great group of people from all different corners of the world, and many of them very inspiring, amazing school for kids, healthy food, living close to nature, a lot of outdoor activities, which are one of my passions. So we moved to Bali, and I think that that started another chapter in our life where, I can really say with a strong conviction, that's like living the dream. Sounds great? Yes, it might. And can anybody follow their dreams and live a life like this? I'm sure anybody can join in, but I'm also quite convinced that perhaps such a life is not for everybody. So first of all, I don't have this reasonably well-paying corporate job I used to have for the last 20 years. So I'm really happy with building my own online fitness program business and some consultancy business, but maybe that such a life is not for everyone, and perhaps you need more certainty. So I think it's important to discuss with your family, with your partner, what kind of life you want to live, and what are the consequences of taking such decisions. Another point might be, frankly, that I always enjoyed my life, and now I'm merely improving it. So some people are never happy and they're always complaining about things, and then moving to a tropical island won't solve the problem. I'm absolutely sure you have to first work on yourself inside and find the ways how you can feel more happy wherever and whenever you are, and then you can think about big changes in life, I think. And finally, the last point here is, I guess, so what is your dream? I think you have to really spend some time on defining it, and perhaps also speaking to other people which you trust, and verifying what is really your dream. I did quite some brainstorming with myself. You can have a look here. What is my dream? And then when you have it defined, I think you have to make a plan. Now some people are able to just, decide something and jump, and that's great. I admire, but not for me. I need to have a plan. So I need to spend some time on, if I know, where I want to go, then how to do that. So I did some plan, how does it look with financially, how much time do we have before we run out of money? What do we have to do so that the transition is as smooth as possible? How do we make sure that our kids, are moving from Dubai city into a jungle, how do they handle this change? Whatever is your change, I think it's important to think about what is the best way how to do it. Now, don't spend too much time, my experience, with a lot of details, because details will change anyway, but I think some high level plan is really very helpful, because it makes you think about things which perhaps you don't consider without doing such a thorough thinking. Now, what helps a lot is not to be attached to too many things. Buddhists would say that the attachment to something is causing suffering, and all the suffering in the world. And if you are attached and then you don't have what you are attached to, then you experience suffering, and that's not really great. So the best way is not to be attached to anything. Now, how to do that? Okay, that's a whole another talk, and maybe a program, but I think you have to think about that. So if I'm attached to a beautiful house in the nature, which is at the same time very close to a city with 100 top range restaurants and cinemas and theaters, now that if I live in such a situation, I'm attached to that setup, perhaps it's very difficult to replicate it somewhere else. If you want to make some changes, or if changes happen, sometimes changes just happen to you, right? If you are attached to too many things, I think that just makes your life more difficult. Think about what is your dream, think about how flexible you and your family are, make a plan, and don't be attached to too many things, because it might be that in your new life not everything is the same as you have experienced that before. So much about living the dream. I think we all agree that one strong part of living the dream is being fit and healthy. So that has many aspects, but one of them you can of course have a look at the XFit fitness program. There is a free trial on the website, so have a look at it. This is one of the ways how you can keep yourself fit and healthy. There are many other ways, so whatever you do, think about that if you have the healthy body and fit body, that leads into a healthy and fit mind, and of course that helps you to tackle anything which life throws your way, which hopefully it's very pleasant in many cases, but sometimes it's not, and I think it's good to be prepared. How is your life? What do you think about that? Do you live the dream, or do you have any questions? Ask me in the comments, send me an email. As usually, I'm looking so much forward to hear back from you. That's it for today. My name is Dan Verwoods. I'm the author of Expert Fitness Program and danverwoods.com, the website which is helping people to survive their lives. If you like my videos, give me a like, share with your friends, whoever you think might benefit. Have a great day.